Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Serrano. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Ulefone 12P, and we're going to be taking a look at 12 reasons to consider the Ulefone 12P in 2022. But if you're brand new to the channel, I truly appreciate you for coming through. If it's your very first time, appreciate you for your support and appreciation. But we're going to get into the 10 reasons to consider the Ulefone 12P. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. Alright, guys, so the first reason that you should consider the Ulefone 12P is the battery life on here, because we're going to be getting an extremely large battery when it comes to the Ulefone 12P, and it's going to be one of the best battery life on a budget device that you can actually imagine, because it's a 7,700 milliamp hour battery. So on my experience, I was able to get 10 hours and like 20 minutes of screen on time, which is pretty good for a budget device or any device, right? Because on average, most phones get like maybe 5 to 6, maybe 7 hours, considering like which phone it is, right? But for this budget price, you're going to be getting a really good battery when it comes to the overall battery. So I definitely think that's a really good reason to pick this the guy, and the first reason why you need the Ulefone 12P. Now, the second reason to consider the Ulefone 12P is the display, and this is going to be a really solid display when it comes to the overall screen resolution and pixels per inch on here, because you're going to be able to get really good colors on here. You're also going to get a 6.8 inch display, and it's going to obviously be pretty solid when it comes to the overall viewing experience. And it's 6.82 inches, 720 by 1640, 263 for the pixel density as well. So just a solid experience overall when it comes to the overall viewing experience is going to be really solid when you're looking at the display, because it's going to capture some pretty good colors and also a really good palette that you can use that's really large as well, because a huge display is really good for just looking at content, social media, browsing through the web, but definitely like Netflix, videos, movies, MP4s, everything like that, right? Because when you take videos and photos as well on here, it's going to look really sharp. So I just like the colors, and also it's pretty decent for the viewing angles. It's not going to be really crazy when it comes to viewing angles, but when you tilt it in your direction, it definitely does improve overall when it comes to the overall viewing experience. Now, the third thing that I want to talk about is the build quality on this guy. We're actually getting on the bottom a microphone Type-C and speaker down below, which is pretty cool, because up top you also get a headphone jack. You don't get dual speakers on this device, so it won't be dual audio when it comes to this device, but it's pretty decent audio quality overall when it comes to the earpiece when you're listening to the phone calls and things of that nature. So I definitely think it's a pretty solid device when it comes to the overall phone calls and connection to the internet as well, with the 4G LTE on here, voice over LTE as well. So it does have a side mounted fingerprint sensor as well on this guy, which is definitely a really good feature to have on here, because it's going to be a pretty solid feature when it comes to the overall build. So it definitely is reliable as well. So I didn't encounter any issues so far. Like if I did get a mistouch, I would just hit it again one more time. And right now I am encountering some type of issues. So I guess I just opened up the camera right now. So let me go back and just enter my fingerprint sensor one more time. It says keep your face clearly visible. So I'm going to just do my pin one time, All right, cool. So let's just see what was going on real quick, and then okay, so now it's actually working perfectly fine with the fingerprint sensor. So no issues whatsoever with that. It does take about, a second, 1.5 seconds to actually recognize my fingerprint every single time, but we also do get facial recognition on this device as well. And that takes about a second or so. Let's do that one more time. Oh, that time it took like a half a second. So pretty quick when it comes to the facial recognition on this device as well. It definitely has some pretty good facial recognition, but overall you're getting an SD card slot on the left of this device. The power button doubled with a fingerprint sensor, as well as a headphone jack above, and then that's pretty much it with the dewdrop notch up top as well. So you will get that dewdrop notch, as you can see right here. So this is going to be pretty good screen real estate when it comes to the overall device and dimensions. And as far as the pixels per inch with this device is going to be 263, so it's going to be pretty solid when it comes to the overall screen resolution and everything like that. So on here we are getting Android 11. We also are getting the Unisoc SC9863A, which is a 28 nanometer processing chip, Octa-core processing, with the GPU of the G822 on here for the graphics. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Smooth and medium. So it's going to be playable, but it's not going to be the best in the entire world when it comes to the overall speeds and performance, right? So I just want to mention that. So I just want to throw that out there, that it's not going to be the best in speeds in the entire world. But you can play this. You can play this very comfortably. You won't really have any issues when it comes to the the performance of here. So it's definitely going to be pretty solid. You can draw first blood if you do so desire. You can get that. You can get the first kill, but
killing spree for the blue team.
But if you're still here, just type in the comment section, I'm still here, in the comments down below, so I know you're still rocking with me. But the next reason we're going to be considering this device is the Android 11, which is definitely pretty cool. I know a lot of people hate Android 12. A lot of people told me they didn't like it. So, like, for as far as the overall software on here, it's definitely pretty snappy when it comes to overall social media, as well as overall brightness. It's gonna have pretty decent viewing angles. As far as the viewing angles, it's not gonna be the craziest in the entire world, but I do have a screen protector on this device, so it doesn't have the best scrolling speeds either when it comes to that, but you will be able to browse from app to app without any issues whatsoever. You can get to your notes considerably fast whenever you're using certain apps. So that's one of the things that I do like about this device, is that I was able to do that. I was able to basically browse everything that I wanted to get through, and for the most part, this device was good with the 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of internal storage. So, when it came to the overall storage that I was using on here, I can go to the settings right here and I can show you how much I've used so far. And I still have a lot of storage left when it comes to the overall Android 11. And so far right here it says that I used 60 added the 64, I used 32, so I pretty much have like about 50% left. So there's added the 7.7 from the system, and then everything else is just like games and photos, right? So that's pretty much it when it comes to that. But I'm definitely going to do a camera test as well. But let's just jump into the next reason why you should consider the Ulefone 12P. Now, the next reason to consider the Ulefone 12P is the actual fact that this device is unlocked with dual SIMs as well. So you can basically take this device and use it with any carrier that you want to use. You know, you could use AT&T, you could use T-Mobile as well. So you can use different carriers, you know, with this device. And it's going to be definitely pretty cool for the social media experience, as well as like browsing from apps and everything like that. So everything is going to be pretty quick when it comes to the social media experience. You do get a large display to look at whenever you're browsing through media. If you're looking at the device with an angle, it's definitely going to not be as good. But if you're looking at the device straight on, it's going to definitely be a lot better, and you're gonna get, you know, some really great battery with the 7,700 milliamp hour battery like we spoke about earlier in the video. But if you're still here, just type in the comment section. I'm still here down below in the comment section, so I know you're still rocking with me. Now, the next reason to consider the Ulefone 12P is the price, and this device is actually going to be $130 even US when it comes to the dollars when you're spending money on here, because it's going to be a really solid price when it comes to using this device in the entry-level budget platform, right? Because you're going to be getting pretty solid cameras. You're going to be getting the 13 megapixel camera on the rear with the 12 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth as well, so that you get two different cameras combined, the 2 megapixel macro and the 2 megapixel depth. And you also do get the 13 megapixel wide angle, which is going to be really solid when it comes to this device. So on the front, you're actually getting a 8 megapixel camera as well, but I'm definitely going to make sure I do a camera test with this device because it's pretty decent when it comes to the overall quality. And obviously this device is going to be pretty decent when it comes to that category. Another thing that's pretty cool with this device is that you do get expansion of the storage on here. So it does have 64 gigabytes of internal storage on this device already inside of the phone. So you can get a dedicated SD card slot that you can use to expand the storage, and it has the eMMC 5.1 for the internal. And you can actually go in here and you can go to the right side of the device and you can put the pin in here, and you know, this pin isn't as compatible, you know, so I would have to use a different pin to actually open this guy up. And let's, okay, cool. And you can see right here we do have the dual SIM compatibility with this phone, as well as the dual SIM and SD card tray with this guy. So I definitely think that's a really cool feature that you can use when you're using the Ulefone 12P. And the Ulefone Note 12P will also have a headphone jack at the top, which is really convenient, and just a nice overall solid experience when it comes to the screen display, as well as the overall build, the quality. Like I said before, the battery is going to be extremely good. The display, pretty decent storage on here as well, as I've only used half of the storage when it comes to here, and pretty decent user experience. So you won't really have any issues if you're looking for a phone that has a really beautiful large display, as well as Android 11, which is one of the best systems that you can use, because a lot of people hate Android 12, right? But I'm gonna get right back with you. I'm gonna show up in the comment section and answer all your questions. But this is the Ulefone 12P in 2022. Let me know what you think down below. But these are the reasons why you would need the Ulefone 12P, then the Ulefone Note 12P, and I'm gonna get right back with you. I'll check you guys later. Peace.